Hi there. Did you ever put more than 6 hours into one painting? Well, at least for me, I never had the courage to do so. But as I currently have a lot of free time and got highly inspired by a video from Feng Su of design cinema, I decided to tackle something like that finally. And here we go, while showing you the painting process of this piece, which took me about 5 days to create. I want to share some tips and advices I learned by overcoming this challenge. Hopefully this will be helpful to you as well. Without further ado, let's get into it. For the beginning process of the painting, I want to start with the silhouette. This helps to get the overall shape and the overall design down, and it's not hard to do, so I can do as many as possible. And then went from the silhouette I liked the most and I got the best feedback of, and going into a side view drawing. So I made a bunch of side view drawings that resemble this silhouette. And I think this was really helpful because if the silhouette and the shapes are well readable and have an interesting design, it helps to make the design overall more interesting in the end. The second thing that was really important for me, because I never did it this strictly, is using references. I always try to remember myself reference is king, because anything I design should be based on reality, even if it is in this case it's stylized. But I try to get for everything I draw a reference, and I try to make it up front, so I collected them all in a pure ref file, as many images and style references, style guides and other artworks, just to get inspired, to look up details, so I can solve problems easier, and I know how, for example, a roof is built, the structure of a roof. So for all these things, references are really helpful. The last point, which is important by designing the silhouette and in the beginning of the design process, always think about the big, medium, small principle, or I called it 1, 2, 3 principle, because we as human beings, we like it if the painting has hierarchy and some kind of an order to it, because it's helping to lead the eye. So for example, I made 3 roofs, 1 big roof, 1 medium roof and 1 small roof. And for example, 3 chimneys on the roof, 1 big, 1 medium, 1 small, and so on. And you can apply this not only on the size of objects, but also on the contrast, on the color, actually everything. This is helpful to think about when starting with a painting. Next, I want to talk about the points I constantly have to keep in mind while drawing. The first thing here is details last. I have to constantly remind myself about this because I love to go into details too early. But starting with the overall shape and going from there and adding major details, major forms, and if they are set and correctly in perspective and have the right color, then I can go into the more detailed problems and solving them. Another thing with details is what I try to achieve is constantly having the same amount of detail in the overall painting at a certain point in time. I think it's beneficial because then you always see where you are with your painting and how far you have to go. And also you could finish at any moment and show it off and get feedback without showing some really rough stuff. That's the first thing. The next is staying loose. That's also really important to me, especially in this drawing, because I made a drawing above 3D block out. And if I do this, I tend to get stiff and my line weight is all over the place. And as I'm still trying to learn digital drawing, it's also hard for me to control the pen correctly. So this is really something I have to improve myself and constantly think about it in order to avoid it. The last thing, which is the most important in the whole drawing process for me at least, is spotting your mistakes. Every evening when I was finished for the day, I made a new layer, took a red pen and just drew over my painting as if I am my own teacher, and correcting stuff like perspective or anything. You look at your own painting with another eye and also already fixing the mistakes fast, so you don't have to think about them the whole evening. And what's really cool about it, in the next morning, you already know what you have to do. You can start right from the get-go, but also get feedback from others. For me, I shared my progress on the Aquatic Moon Discord server from Trent Kanuga. I don't know if I spelled it right, but yeah, there's an art feedback chat and the people there are really generous and helping a lot. But you have to consider asking the right questions. Like, don't just ask for feedback. You should ask for feedback on your perspective, on your lighting, or on your composition, so they can give specific answers and actually useful feedback. Coming to the last part of this video is about finishing the actual art piece. If I come to the point where I think I'm finished, I'm done with this painting, this is cool, I never was to this point before, I say to myself, go one step further. If you can, go multiple steps further. This has also to do with patience, because the more you are close to this finish point, the harder gets the work, and your mind starts to trick yourself in saying you are finished, but actually you are just barely finished. This is where you are learning new stuff, where you have to struggle, you have to get out of your comfort zone in order to finish it and search for help, because sometimes you don't even know what is left for you to do. It's okay if I procrastinate in this phase, if I start watching videos, if I take a break, whatever. If I don't constantly think about this painting, it's no big deal. I have to keep calm, I have to be patient with myself, because this is the hard part of the drawing and you have to accept it. At least that's how I treat myself in this phase. But what's really important, I try to paint every day on it. Even if it's only for 20 minutes, I have to get it done sometime. So yeah, this helps. And also what helped me is using adjustment layers. For example, increasing the contrast, because sometimes you only use a specific range of values and not the whole spectrum. Or for example, setting lighting at specific points in your painting. And this can help to make the image pop more or be more eye-catchy, and overall let it appear more polished. That's all for today. I hope these advices help you for your own painting. And if you have any other advices that you think could improve our painting process, then feel free to comment down below. Also, if you want to give feedback and if you like this video, I would appreciate a like or a subscription. But yeah, that's up to you. I will post more videos like this in the future and thought about streaming this project you saw in the background. I hope I'll see you again, and until then, have a nice day.